Welcome to the Audrain Automotive Network. I'm here at the Audrain Museum, and whenever I come to town, they put me to work. And it's fun, because I get to see cars, so many cars on the East Coast that just don't exist on the West Coast. A lot of them were built out here. This is one of them. This is called, what do we have here? It's a Herreshoff.
Herreshoff.
Yep. This is Evan Hyde. He's kind of the old, that's your expertise, the older cars.
Yeah, pre-World War I.
You work for the auction companies and all that kind of stuff. All right, cool. So, I was not familiar with this brand. Is this what they call an assembled car, Beaver or Continental engine, that kind of thing, or?
A little bit. It's kind of a little more than that, I think.
Herreshoff was a boat builder originally, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, the famous Herreshoff manufacturing company's Bristol, Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of consider them like a family of geniuses. It was this Nat Herreshoff as the boat designer. He and his brother John Brown Herreshoff had that company. But each of the siblings, and I think there were 7 siblings, were all equally accomplished in different fields.
Wow.
So I always kind of think they're this sort of American Bugatti, where that was sort of the family of each one excelled in their own way.
Right.
And Nat has a lot of similarities with the Torre. He's equally sort of obsessive and interesting in his field. But they did, because Nat, the yacht designer Nat started in steam engineering. So he was worked for Corliss in Providence and designed some amazing boilers and motors. And then his brother and he got into boat building engines, building steam launches initially. And the stuff is amazing. Like there's a museum in Bristol at the factory, and the stuff is incredible that he was designing.
Yeah, before 1915, there were, I think, 350 American manufacturers of automobiles.
Oh, in New England alone, before World War I, there were 1,500.
And that's so, because you know what it is, like, in your town, a guy would build a car.
Yep.
Well, you buy the car from that guy, and you hardly ever left your town. Nobody went more than 30 miles from home. That was like a huge trip, you know?
Right.
So, that was the car you bought because it's right here, and the guy's name's on the building, and he'll fix your car for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was pretty simple. Simple.
I mean, one of the things I've always liked about this era of cars, because car building was still regional.
Right.
And they built cars particular for different regions.
Right.
And I think that's interesting. It's very lost today.
Yeah.
But this was this company is in relation to Captain Nat with the manufacturing company. This is his nephew, and he had also started as a yacht designer and was quite accomplished in designing speedboats. He had designed a number of motor-powered boats of note, and but he was very engineering inclined, as was his father, and got into actually building his own car company. And he saw an opening in the market for a upper end, high quality, small car.
You know, we're still looking for that today.
Yeah,
that's what America's been trying to do for the last
It's a
100
good point,
years.
actually. Yeah.
I mean, look at this go. It's too light for heavy work and too heavy for light work.
Right.
I mean, because normally a car like this would be just a little bit bigger.
Yep.
It'd be 2-row seat, sometimes even 3-row seat. So this is just a 2-seater roadster.
Yeah.
But then it's not a Mercer Raceabout or a Stutz Bearcat.
No.
So it would be like a 280 SL, not a sports car, but
it would be like that, because they were going for a quality car like that, something that had the features you'd get on a higher end car, but in a small package.
And what are some of the features? Are they all under the hood? Because I'm looking here and I'm thinking,
a lot of it is, because the outside of it in this era, it looks a lot like some other cars, sporty. But being engineer oriented, a lot of what they gave you was on the technical side.
Right.
And you've got a very high quality, nice little F-head motor, 30 horsepower. And unusually for a car like this, you did get a 4-speed transmission and an aluminum 4-speed. Beautifully engineered.
Yeah, is that Brown and Lippy, or are they making it
It's their own transmission.
Oh, their own.
This is their own, yeah. And but also you got a full Westinghouse electrical system, which is the same as you got on a $5,000 Pierce Arrow. Yeah. So they gave you the quality stuff, but in a small package.
And what did this cost?
This was only just under $1,000.
Well, a house was $1,200.
Right.
So that's
any car was.
Yeah, that was some serious money back in the day.
Because you had to be pretty comfortable to afford a Ford.
Right.
And this was a lot more than a Ford.
Right. That's Because I like this because now they're getting snobby. You know, the Model T was like, oh, it's the people's car.
Right,
Ooh,
exactly.
I want something better than that. You know,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Like Henry Ford, I have a Mennonite T. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, a black bumper one.
It's the Mennonites, unlike the Amish, could have modern things,
Right.
but not a modern thing that made your neighbor be prideful
Right.
or you be,
Right.
you know, show offy. So every Model T was paint, just dipped in black paint. If you had no chroma, nothing like this, nothing to show that you're superior, just a vehicle to get your work done and take you to church and go home. Yeah, just that kind of stuff.
Paint over everything.
Yeah, really funny. Really funny.
Some of the good Survivor Ts have been those Mennonite cars.
Oh,
that
yeah,
got covered in paint and
No, they're interesting.
But it's funny, you know, they played up the connection to the yacht world because and you have to think in 1912 this was a very famous name because the America's Cup was a big event internationally, and Herreshoff had built all the winning boats during this period and designed and built. So they always featured the boats in the ads, and if you'll notice, like the axle is bronze.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And the hardware, even the running board step plates are bronze. These are bronze. So other car companies didn't really use bronze like this. So, you know, tapping into their nautical experience.
It's got to be heavy.
It's probably a little heavier than iron, but it is strong.
And I like the patch job here. Is that lead?
it's a number of things. It had a little fan contact.
Oh, I see.
We discovered it has happened to this car numerous times over the years, so it's going to get a new core after this.
Okay.
But thermosiphon, no water pump, so like Ford in that respect.
Right.
But look at the engagement here. This lever is the actuator for the starter.
Oh, I see.
So that's on the length of the thing is gigantic.
Well, can we take it for a ride?
Absolutely.
Let's take it for a ride.
It's got, you know, high quality steering box, good axles.
Would that be a Gimmer box?
Yeah, it does. I'm quite certain they lost money on all the cars though, because they just, I think for what they were selling them for, it's that sort of, I always think there's a kind of a false economy in the early years of cars, even to the 20s where...
Well, you also had a time when technology was expensive, but labor was cheap.
Labor is cheap.
Now it's the flip side.
Right. And then there was car companies that thought like Stutz, they came out with their 6-cylinder car in the late 20s.
Yeah.
And it probably cost just as much to make as an 8.
Right.
But they sold it for, you know, 2/3 of the price.
Well, that's always been the problem. You know, when the Accord came out, it was supposed to be the baby Duesenberg.
Right.
And then people said, well, my last Duesenberg was huge.
Yeah, right.
This costs much money. This one is smaller. I don't understand.
It's a funny dilemma. Like Ford figured out how to make money with cars, but not many people did.
Right.
And I think the companies like this that were more engineer driven were the particularly unprofitable ones.
Right.
They wanted to make a good product.
Well, there was an old bar bet. Which has more finely manufactured parts, a Rolls-Royce or a Model T? And people Rolls-Royce. Now the Model T, the Rolls-Royce had to be hand-fitted and everything.
That had to be hand-fitted.
Rolls-Royce.
It's all the bench, not
when
really.
When you make a car, every 10 seconds, every part's got to fit all the time.
You know, the other thing people don't really forget about the Model T is you could say the same thing about which had better quality metal.
Model T had
extremely high
vanadium steel. That was developed by a guy named Will St. Clair.
Will St. Clair, yeah.
He built a hell of a car.
He did.
I've got a Will St. Clair.
And there's another example of there's an engineering-driven company.
Right.
That's a fascinating car. That engine is a work of art.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, when I was a kid, Chrysler was the engineering company.
Right.
They had developed the Hemi and the airflow and all kinds of things.
Well, you know, so back to Herreshoff. So it was either this Herreshoff or his father was one of the head engineers at Chrysler during that period.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
And had some incredible amount of patents in his name. So he was entirely an automotive engineer.
And what is that, a German name?
It is a German name. Yep. So it's and the kind of family of genius thing extended into multi-generations too. The next generation was equally accomplished, and you know, it's but Nat, the most famous one, their company, which built the boats, he would design the boats, and he designed them by carving them in wood. He didn't draw them; he carved them. But they built everything. They cast all their own fittings. They made all their sails in house.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It's an amazing operation, and it's really. I always come back to the Bugatti with them too, where there was this moment of time where you could have these personalities.
Speed limit is 25. Ooh, luckily we're only going 6, so we're okay.
I don't think we're going to take it. Well, as you know, even Studs didn't give you a 4-speed.
Right.
Pretty rare on a smaller
Well, you know,
car.
that was a better selling point, because why would you, one less gear to shift?
You're exactly right. In America,
Like every Duesenberg left the factory with a 4-speed, but the engine was so powerful, all the transmissions broke.
Right.
So they pulled it back and put those white truck transmissions in.
Yep.
And then went to sell, only 3, I like to shift 3 times instead of 4.
I know. Well, look at the Royale, which they expected to sell in the U.S. They made that 2-speed for the same reason. You know, it was a selling point. You don't have to shift. Yeah, because people forget about that. You know, drivers here, they want it smooth and powerful. They didn't want to race through gears.
This is a nice little motor. I mean, it runs very nicely. It's quiet.
For a little motor, it's got some torque too.
And it's smooth. Yeah.
No, it's like everything about the car is just nice engineering, and it's a sort of charming little car. And it's cool for these guys because it's actually the only one in Rhode Island.
Right.
And all the history is here. So it's a great museum piece.
Yeah.
But it's quite a machine.
Steering box is great.
It's nice, isn't it?
Oh, very
it's
nice.
really like...
What a quality automobile.
I think it's good.
Oh, I think it is good. Yeah. I just like you can't see the gauges.
I know. It's got a beautiful bolt gauge too. That Westinghouse.
That's factory, huh? But you
can't see anything. You can't see the oil. Yeah.
You know, George Westinghouse had a deal with Nikola Tesla. He would pay Nikola Tesla $1 for every kilowatt of electricity he could produce.
Really?
And after like a month, Tesla called and said, "I can't do it. You got to get me out of this deal. I'm going to go broke." And Tesla said, "Okay." And of course, Westinghouse became a gazillionaire.
Right.
And Tesla died in a hotel room.
Yep. They made super high quality electrical systems.
Yeah, you're making
car stuff is so nice. So they made that solenoid. The thing is like, you know, that's a real solenoid.
I mean, my 1909 Baker Electric never touched the motor.
Yeah.
You know, it restored the upholstery and the body and everything.
Yep.
Didn't have to. It still runs
It just
fine.
works. Yeah. Yeah, I got I did some work on their Roush and Lang.
Yeah,
I helped them get that car. And same thing with that. That is the smoothest driving, most wonderful. I was imagine what in 1910 or 12, putting a person in one of those, what that sensation must have been like. I mean, that must have felt like
Well, New York had
magic.
hundreds of them as taxis.
Yeah. Just to go down the road in complete silence, smooth. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, when you realize most people didn't have electricity in their house.
Right.
So getting electricity is like, what? You should go to the drugstore and buy a gallon of gasoline. Or spirits, as they call it.
Well, some of those early electric car handbooks would talk about hooking or getting streetcar lines to your house so you can set up your charger. You know, getting this, like taking it back to basics.
Burning the whole house down.
Well, how about those chargers? You know, talk about intimidating. This thing is 6 feet tall.
They had the...
Plus, not to mention the fact that it's got 12 pounds of mercury in a glass tube, you know, sitting on the back of the thing. The electric cars, the easiest ones to get back to life. They usually just stick some batteries in them.
Suspension's come a long way.
Yeah, I'd say.
Luckily, that idea that the brake is also the clutch did not catch on.
I know. You can see them, using it as a sales tool, how convenient it is. So, all on one pedal. It's like a lot of the early French cars would have the handbrake, and the clutch was interconnected. And
well, the Ace motorcycle, you got a foot clutch and a hand clutch.
Okay. So you have both? You can use one or the other?
Well, because you had both brakes on the rear wheel, so you had two pedals at one. You had to press both feet down, so you couldn't press the clutch because you were using both feet.
Oh, right, yeah.
So then you would throw the hand clutch. Crazy. Just sail through red lights. Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me.
Keep you busy. It's the fun. So we should. Sometimes it's down here, but you'll have to see this car sometime. It's got an 1898 Moors.
Oh, Moors,
at my place, and it's the V4 Moors. It's the only one that exists anymore. V4 in the back, and it's a bronze case V4.
Air-cooled or water-cooled?
Both.
Oh, yeah.
Air-cooled cylinders with water-cooled heads.
Oh, okay.
And individual throttle bodies on each cylinder with a central atomizer on the thing. And the car is like a technological, spaceship for the era.
Right.
But the controls on it, it's got a yoke.
Well, Andy Swift has got one called, I think it's a Hood.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a steam car, but it had electrically operated valves.
Exactly.
That thing is fantastic.
That is really cool, that.
Yeah.
He's got one of these at his place too.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Well, I was just up there, and actually, it's owned by the same guy who owns the Hood, or did own the Hood. We're driving that Moors with the yoke and the side throttle, and it's a lot of stuff to run.
Well, I think you're going to be in a lot of demand with so many broken old cars around.
Yeah. Okay. So busy.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for introducing me to a car I'd never seen or heard of before, so thank you, my friend. Yeah, that was great. If you'd like to see more videos like this, check out the Audrain Automotive Network.